Hi, I'm Mackenzie Yeary here with Andy Overdorf and Coach Dickey with a special edition of Coach's Corner. Okay, we're here today to interview Coach Dickey about the Junior All-Star basketball team. So what is the basketball All-Star team?
Well, every year in Indiana we have a series of All-Star events, and most people are familiar with the Senior All-Star event. That's the thing that, we've had a few of those. Mike Crawford was an All-Star just a year ago, and those events are pretty well known. The Junior Series is kind of a recent development where they've always had a junior team to practice against the senior team. This past 2 years, where Michael was a member and I was one of the coaches, the juniors have now started playing against Kentucky in the All-Star Series, kind of like the seniors do. So they have the senior games, and now they also have a Kentucky game. And then this past summer, we also had a Midwest tournament, a rising senior tournament for all those junior kids that was hosted here in Indianapolis, and it had teams from all over the region. We played in 5 different games against people from Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Ohio. So it was kind of, they've really amped up what the Junior All-Stars are all about. And the original intent was to prepare against the seniors, which we did, but now there's more.
Sure, cool. Why are there All-Star games over the summer?
Yeah, well, they started off kind of as an exposure item, back when it was hard to know all the kids, and coaches wanted to get to know the best players in Indiana, because Indiana's always been so good in basketball. So the All-Star game was an opportunity for college coaches to see those kids play, and also for the fans. We like to see our kids in our school, but then you get a chance to see them participating against the best players from the whole state. And so the All-Stars has really been an opportunity to feature kids and in different settings. And so they're trying to do more of that now. AAU basketball has probably taken away from some of the excitement and intensity around the All-Star events, because we have All-Star events through AAU, well, kind of all the time now. But here, these last couple of years, they're trying to do things to make it more about our school teams and maybe a little bit less about those AAU programs.
So how do the kids get picked to be on the All-Star team?
We have a coaches association, the Indiana Basketball Coaches Association, the IBCA, and they are currently in charge of selecting those teams through other directors. Charlie Hall is a very important member. He's from Kokomo. He's a longtime coach in Kokomo, and he's now retired from that. And so he's kind of the director, and Charlie does just an outstanding job of accessing the IBCA, and they have member voting. All the member coaches get to vote. They have media voting. The Indianapolis Star ultimately is in charge of the Senior All-Star event, and they're in on it too, of really trying to get a great cross section from the state, and it's challenging. And Charlie Hall is just, if you get to see him, in the summertime, it's staggering all the work that he puts in, and he's constantly concerned about getting the right people, because you got to have, the players have to be really good or you're not going to be involved. But then also the players have to be reliable enough through their studies and through their experiences with teachers and coaches, so that they'll be there and represent Indiana as an entire package. So it's tricky, but I think they've had great success.
And how are the coaches picked? Is it kind of the same way?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, the IBCA again. Last year I was fortunate enough to be the District 2 Coach of the Year, and that had to do with how much success our teams had. So really, it's all the people involved in the basketball program and involved in Tipton athletics, that help make our school noticeably good. And then those coaches, appreciated our school and all of our different players, and they credit me somehow in all of that. And then the IBC in particular, Steve Whitty. I've had a long-time relationship with Charlie Hall and Steve Whitty, and those are the guys that called me and asked me to be involved in this event, and I was more than happy to do that.
So where were the practices held?
That was one of the neat things about this past year's experience. Being here right in the center of the state and being involved in the program, we had a major camp day for our juniors right here at Tipton. And so we were able to, access some of our resources here for facilities, and everybody visited the Pizza Shack, and we all and we had some people from our program, some boosters from our program, come in and cook a dinner for the guys as well. And that was the same night we had our our awards meeting, after we'd had a delay, and so it all kind of came together there at the beginning of June last year, to where all these good players, and we had all 18 of the junior all-stars. Now eventually there will only be 12 seniors, or sometimes 13 seniors, but the juniors, they keep more because we do more things and they mix and match. But that one day that we had this big long camp, all 18 of those guys were here in our school practicing right here on our floor. So it was really, that was a really cool part. And then of course we meet and gather and go different places from there. But that was probably the best, for me, the best day of the event, to have all 18 guys here. So constantly, it's those Indiana kids out there on the court.
How long did this whole All-Star program take during the summer?
It took a lot, actually. It did. We started formulating the teams and organizing the coaches. We had our first meeting back at the very end of March. And again, being in central Indiana, our meeting was in Kokomo, so that helped me. I didn't have to go so far. And then we start making the announcements in April and May, and making all the contacts and make sure the kids can make it, and arrangements and things like that. And then the practices themselves started in June. The All-Star events with the seniors and the Kentucky All-Star games were the first half of June. And then we came back in July to do our week-long event in Indianapolis versus, in the Midwest All-Star Rising Seniors, I'm supposed to call that, Rising Senior event. So it took a lot, and it's kind of a labor of love, and it's a neat thing to see all those kinds of kids and all those different coaches. So that's the benefit in it.
Now, Mike Crawford got to be on the senior All-Star team.
Right.
How did he get picked to be on it?
Great success. It wasn't hard for the selection committee. Mike represented our school so well, and played so well. He's one of the top 30 all-time scorers in the state. So that gets attention. It's not the only thing, but obviously when someone has that sort of ability and scores points, people know about that. But I like to credit the entire Tipton program for all the wins that we had. Michael. We won 3 regionals in a row with him being one of our leaders, and that takes a team. So for me, I think it's guys like Andy, that make that happen. And I really believe that. Obviously, Michael's got great talent and caught a lot of people's attention, but it's through our team success that people saw him. And there were people that scored a lot of points that over the years that did not make that All-Star team, especially from a smaller school, from a 2A school. So it's team credit. It really is.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.